What's going on, Internet? The Blackout here, aka TVH. And to be honest, I'd like to welcome you guys back to the Gaming Illuminati podcast. We are about to be on episode 73. Before we get into that, let me introduce you to my co-host. The first is which is happy that Hurricane Florence isn't touching Florida first. He's Tampa's brightest and Tampa's lightest. UTX, JG the Don. Say what up to the people.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? Another podcast. Let's get it in.
Yeah. And my second co-host has been infected by UTX Contagion, the Don's virus, but he said he was going to tough this one out. So don't be mad if you hear some sniffles or maybe a cough or a sneeze in the show. Bear with us. Say what up to the people, Ethos.
Oh, what up, man?
Yeah. And if you would like to appear on the next show, please consider supporting us on patreon.com/GI updates. We have all different type of rewards in line for those who choose to financially support us. Link in the description box below if you're viewing the video version at youtube.com/theblack-hokage. And of course, feel free to take the show on the go. The GI podcast is available on iTunes, SoundCloud, Stitcher Radio, Google Play Store, Spotify, and a whole lot more. Make sure to download our free app to get the latest news on iOS and Android. It's free. Just search Gaming Illuminati on your respective app store. Now, before we get into the show, I would like to thank today's sponsor, Casper, a sleep brand that makes expertly designed products to help you get your best rest. If you would like to purchase one of their products, head over to casper.com/GI and use the code GI at checkout for $50 off select mattresses. Terms and conditions do apply. Once again, that is casper.com/GI and use the code GI at checkout for $50 off select mattresses. Terms and conditions do apply. All right, let's get into the show, gentlemen. One of the biggest games has finally arrived. We've been talking about this for years. We've been talking about Puddlegate, but it's here. Marvel Spider-Man for the PS4 has finally released into the wild. It's getting rave reviews, but none of those opinions matter because they're not ours. So we're going to be sharing our first impressions, and I'm sure we're going to be doing a review later for the GI channel because I think Ethos is the only one that's finished the game so far. So we're just going to share kind of first impressions of Spider-Man for the PS4. JG, you got the floor. So what are your first impressions of Spider-Man? Give us the big, the good, the bad, the ugly.
Absolutely. So first of all, I'd like to say that the game is beautiful. Like just looking at the different suits that you can get in the game, the notice of detail is amazing. I know it's like a whole bunch of little things that people saw, like the fact that like when you're in battles and say you knock somebody off of a tall building, Spider-Man doesn't kill him. Like he doesn't let him fall off the building. It's like a webbing that like catches the enemy and sticks them to the ledge. Like that's cool. Like the attention to like little things like grenades and rockets, all of that stuff is dope. Like I don't see anything wrong with it visually. I think it's very stunning. Like when you look at the character models and you see their facial animations, that's all dope. So again, kudos to me for the visual part.
Okay.
Kudos for the visual part. As far as the gameplay, a lot of people say that it feels like Batman. It is a similar style, but Spider-Man has a lot more gadgets that he can use, and he's way more agile, obviously, than Batman can be. So it brings a slightly different element to the actual combat style compared to Batman, if you want to compare it to that. But I have no problem. Like it's a lot of things you can do. Like you can get real creative with Spider-Man. Like at first I was thinking it was kind of just standard and like just spam square and then that's it, but you can actually like change some really dope stuff together, some throws, and then obviously whenever you level up you'll get some more moves and some more things in your arsenal that you can do. So I like all of that. Like everything flows, and that's the main thing that a lot of people are worried about. Does this game flow compared to Batman? And I'm proud to say again, yes it does. As far as the story, again, I'm not 100% done, but I feel like I'm close. It's getting really, really interesting. I'm looking to see for some more things. I was hoping that, again, since I ain't beat the game, I'm not sure. I was wanting to see a little bit more from Miles Morales. He's more of a bystander, a civilian right now who's trying to find his way in the world. But that's cool, though. I do like the way that they integrated his story. I like the villains. Obviously, like you end up, once you get further in the story, you start seeing a lot of familiar faces. So that's cool. All the old time Spider-Man fans should be excited about that. The story overall is dope. Again, I'm liking what I'm seeing so far. So again, like I'm really not having too many gripes about the game. The collectibles, there's plenty of them. There's plenty of challenges to do. So again, with all of that being said, like once you do all of that stuff, it ends up obviously being a longer game. than what the just the standard story. So you'll have plenty to do, especially if you want to collect all the suits. So again, like I'm seeing a lot of good things about this game. The only, I guess, negative thing I would say so far is it does get a little repetitive, but I feel like that's kind of like with any open world game. It does get repetitive, like when you see the same crimes and stuff, it's going to happen. But again, I feel like the story definitely makes up for that, so that it's not a completely boring time. So again, from my playthrough, I'm thoroughly enjoying it. So that's my take.
Any negatives to take away from it?
Like I said, just the fact that it gets repetitive sometimes.
Okay.
Yeah,
just that. What about you, Ethos?
Well, I don't know what I can say because
just don't spoil the story, bro.
It's kind of hard. Okay, because like, the game's good, but I don't think it's a masterpiece, and I don't think it's game of the year, but it is good.
Okay.
I think if you're a Spider-Man fan and you played the old man Spider-Man, so like definitely like pick this game up. I was a huge fan of Spider-Man, like the Spider-Man games back on the PS1 and PS2. Like this is a love like letter to like people who loved Spider-Man back in the day who played those games. You'll definitely love it. If you're a Marvel fan of Spider-Man, you'll love this game. But if you're not really a superhero fan, or you're not really like into like, you know, I guess Spider-Man, I don't think this game is appeal to those people. But I don't think that's a lot of people. The pros, I agree with everything JG said. Definitely like the attention to detail is incredible. I love it when a game like takes time to really put detail into their games. It's the small things that I think really like make you know, like you could really tell that Insomniac really cared about this game. And they did a really great job. And I'm just seeing like a bunch of people on Twitter, like it's a lot of good vibes of like just people like finding cool stuff, finding awesome Easter eggs, seeing like finding like little cool polished things that they added to the game. Puddlegate was a joke and a lie.
That part actually looked perfectly fine.
Yeah,
I just beat that mission yesterday. Like,
yeah. The game actually looks better than in some areas. It actually looks better than what I've seen online and when we were at like different conventions. The only cons I have is I agree with JG. It's very repetitive. I think the side quests kind of low-key suck compared to basically compared to its contemporaries like in 2018. I'd say for the past like 5 years, like Spider-Man's side quests and collectibles feel like straight out of like a PS2 game, and that's nothing bad. The collectibles are fun. I'm actually collecting everything right now, but side quests are just kind of just like they're alright. They're like meh. Nothing really like stands out or is really memorable. Like you'll play one and you'll probably forget it. There's not a lot of side quests either. There's like maybe like 10 of them, I think, maybe 12. The other big thing that I have an issue with it, the boss battles are very redundant and I think that's also what JG is saying, also repetitive. You basically take down every single boss the same, like they require the same type of mechanic, which is like use your web shooters to like disable them and then just hit them, and then just run, hit them with the web shooters and hit them, and then do like do a finisher or do like a quick time event or something like that. And that's how all of them play out. Like even final boss, the final boss is a little change up a little bit, but it's not that much of a change up. It's still the same mechanic. So if I could give feedback, I would say that's really my only biggest con is maybe next time when they do a sequel, which they definitely will, to like make it where like each of the bosses require a different gadget or a different play style in order for you to beat them. So like it's a way of like showing that you can master all the aspects of playing Spider-Man and not just, all you have to do is just use your web shooters in order to like blind them and then just beat them up over and over again. That gets kind of boring, but overall it's still really great. I can maybe forgive them for it because I really think like definitely playing this game is definitely pushed for like a broad demographic. Like it feels like they wanted like a lot of age groups to play this game. That was another thing I didn't like. The other thing I didn't like was when you're not playing Spider-Man. The whole game is about being Spider-Man and being this, but they added in these human moments, which are cool. They're fine. The cutscenes are fine. But when you play as Mary Jane and you play as Miles, that is annoying. It's complete.
I didn't expect so many puzzles in the game.
Yeah, the puzzles are like they're all right, but like they're annoying. They're not like really fun to play. They're just really like, you just sigh every time you have to do one. They're not really engaging in my opinion.
I feel like they were just there to change.
Yeah, just there to
really make it fun.
Just to be there to switch it up. But then like the parts where you have to play as Mary Jane are just so boring because you don't have superpowers and it's all it is a very dumbed down watered down.
Wait, there's more than the one because. I'm not done. There's more than that one part at the beginning where you had to do the statue. Yes. Oh my god.
There's multiple. And they don't switch it up. They give MJ maybe like one gadget. Peter gives her one gadget, which barely does anything to like make it more dynamic. So that's by far the weakest part of the entire game. Is like every single time I got to those, it was just I just was like, okay, here we go. And it's not that they're difficult. It's just they're straight up boring. It's like, you play Spider-Man because you want to be the web slinger. You don't want to be Mary Jane, or you don't want to be Miles sneaking around trying to do other stuff. I get that they're trying to get you more involved in their stories, but I think it was the wrong way to go about it, because they don't switch it up. It's always the same format every single time. And that goes again to what, like you said, JG, where it's like it's very repetitive. It just keeps repeating stuff and it doesn't really switch up. And the final thing I would say, criticism-wise, is the story is very predictable. Especially if you've seen the old Spider-Man films or you know anything about Spider-Man, you could pretty much predict how the whole game's going to play out. But that's pretty much it. But other than that, it's really great. It's still, I'd say if I had to rate it, I'd give it like a 8.8, maybe a 9. Pretty good though.
Okay. That's an interesting score, because you kind of went hard on it for that high of a score.
Yeah, because it's still good. Its presentation is its best aspect, but that's always Sony exclusives. And the only reason why I'm saying so much about it, because people said in the last podcast I didn't contribute anything, because I was tired. So I'm trying to give them more now. But that
they're gonna say, God damn, Ethos talk too much now.
Can you shut up? I can't never win. But yeah, it's a cool game, but I don't think it's a perfect game. I think there's definitely flaws, but I only say that because I love the game, because it's definitely it is definitely the best Spider-Man game, and
you see the potential in it.
I see huge potential, and I want Insomniac for their sequel to really blow it out, so it is a game of the year competitor. It could be considered one of the best games of the decade, because back in the day, Spider-Man 2, I don't know, maybe other people feel differently, but Spider-Man 2 felt like it was by far one of the top games on the PS2. Almost everybody was like, yo, Spider-Man 2 was fire. And I just want Insomniac to reach that height as well, because they definitely did. It is the best Spider-Man game by far, but I feel like they can make it go past just being the best Spider-Man game and just be one of the best games period on the PS4.
Yeah, I tend to agree. I think this is definitely the best Spider-Man game ever, but I don't think this is game of the year, just for the simple fact that from a combat standpoint, it's basically Batman Arkham, and that's okay, because I love those games.
Right.
But I think where the game really shines, in my opinion, is it's just fun as shit to swing around the city.
Yeah.
I honestly, I'm playing the game the opposite way that you did, Ethos, because I know you kind of ran through the story, and now you're going back and collecting everything. Last night, I cleared out the whole map for the side quest, and now I'm about to run through the story. So and that's because even if the side quests are repetitive, it doesn't bother me, just because it's just fun as hell to swing around the city. You can do all these little tricks and these little speed boosts and stuff like that. Surprisingly, it was fun to catch Mike Tyson's pigeons. You're not really Mike Tyson. I enjoyed really swinging around the city. It just flows right. You have to actually swing on something, especially because I don't know if you noticed, when you go to the park areas where there's only trees, you can't swing as well.
You can't swing
there's that attention to detail. The attention to detail. One thing that really stuck out to me is I was doing a stealth mission, and there was a dude I was about to take out, and I accidentally kicked a can next to him, and then he heard it and he saw me. I was like, God, okay. I was like, I'm not even mad I got caught. That attention, most games do not do that. So I was like, okay, that attention to detail right there. The Easter eggs in this game, there's a ton of Easter eggs.
A lot of Easter eggs.
And not just Marvel Easter eggs, some really interesting ones. I think that's where the game
gaming
really
ones too. Yeah.
Yeah. So far the story's it's decent to me. I kind of agree with you. It's not blowing me away, but I haven't finished it. We'll see how it ends.
I will say the last boss fight, visually, it is like a movie. It's really nice. But
okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I like all the different suits. I know y'all didn't even touch on that. There's a bunch of different suits in the game.
I love the custom.
I did say that, but
nobody remembers.
I forgot, JG. I'm sorry.
Yeah, but all the suits are really cool. They have different abilities, and I like the fact that you're not stuck to one suit. You can mix and match the abilities. So if you have a suit that you like aesthetically, you can put a different power on it. That's really dope.
You can definitely tell they played the previous Spider-Man games before they made this, because those were
you could tell they're Spider-Man fans. Period.
Yeah, definitely.
There's just certain little references and little jokes in there
that you'd only get if you knew Spider-Man.
Yeah, I was like, they definitely have a passion, and they definitely gave this to the right studio. So it'll be definitely interesting to see what they do for a sequel. But is it game of the year? I don't know. I think it would be dope to see this game come to PC, because the whole time I'm swinging through the city, I'm like, man, this would look really good in 60 FPS.
Yeah, that's the thing. Damn, you can get this game in 60 frames. Jesus Christ, that would look incredible.
Your eyes
get ultra wide,
frames,
turn off the.
It would have been nice to be really smooth.
So somebody asked me, so far, do you like this game over God of War?
Yeah, I think God of War.
I would say God of War is better.
Yeah, I would have to agree.
Just because Kratos was dropping gems, And like, I don't know, I was way more engaged with the story.
Yeah, the story's way
It feels
better
like I'm
in
just
real.
going through the motions with the Spider-Man story. Like, oh, I'm a superhero, you know?
Yeah.
But again, it's good. Like, we
But
don't
it's good.
want
But it's
anybody.
good.
Yeah, we
We're
don't
not
want anybody to
saying
think that we're not
it's
shitting on it.
bad.
Yeah,
We're not
but
saying
it's.
bad. We're just
Yeah.
saying these are things that we'd like them to like for a sequel to do.
But game of the year, yeah, I think y'all hyped it up a little bit.
Yeah, I don't know about that. This is actually pertains to Spider-Man, and this is kind of a question we got from one of the viewers. He asked, and I wish you would have put your name in the damn submission form so I could shout you out, but you didn't. But he asked, do you think do you think superhero games will be taken more seriously? And also, what superhero games would you like to see after Spider-Man? Because I guess he feels like the floodgate is about to open after Spider-Man. And of course, you know, Batman walks so Spider-Man could run or fly or swing, basically. So do y'all think they'll be taken more seriously, and what games do you want to see?
I mean, I never thought superhero games were. I thought they were always taken seriously. Like Batman.
I thought after Batman,
the
they were
Batman
taken
series was
seriously.
like, yeah, that was the shit. Like Batman Arkham City was probably one of the best games last generation.
Facts.
Arkham Knight is. It depends on who you ask. I didn't like Arkham Knight that much, but you know, some people did. Arkham,
I would say Asylum and
was
City.
really good. Yeah,
City was
both of those
City was the best to a lot of people.
Knight was like they missed some things, but like Knight, like if you play Knight now, I will say Knight has probably some of the best graphics, like just period. It is a beautiful ass game. I will give that to Arkham Knight.
Okay.
What would you want to see?
Yeah, what game would you want to see?
What
Black
superhero you wanna
Panther.
see?
Definitely
Yeah.
Black Panther. I think Black Panther could pull it. I was originally thinking of. Okay,
how did they
so-
do Black Panther different
So
than Batman and
I
Spider-Man?
thought a lot of people said that. So like I was thinking either you could do it in Wakanda, you could either follow the Marvel movie story format, or you could make it where there's like you could do one where like he's chasing after Claw. Like remember the BET show we saw back in the day? You remember that whole thing? Like,
Yeah.
with Claw. Like they could
The
do a
stop
whole thing
motion
like
comics.
that. Yeah, because a lot of people think because of Black Panther it has to stay in there, but I think of it like more of like what if you could be like you could send out war dogs to different parts of like the world, and then you'd have to go to those different locations around the world and to do certain missions for like Wakanda, like spy sort of stuff. So like it could be like a stealth game mixed in with like Spider-Man acrobatics, because that's like they're very similar in their style of fighting. You could add a detective because he's basically like Batman too. Like you got a detective mode for him too. Like because he is a detective, he is a smart person. He has gadgets as well. So with Shuri, so I think like there's a lot of potential with Black Panther that I think that people that the right studio could pull off. I low key was thinking about them making a very like difficult game, but I was like, yeah, that probably wouldn't sell well. But I thought it'd be interesting if like From Software made a like a superhero game.
No, not
But
from software.
Come on
no.
now, not from
I
software.
know you guys
Stop
don't like it, but I think that would be pretty interesting and a change up from like because we're
Give
always
the
used
game
to
to
like
Naughty Dog.
you being. I don't want Naughty Dog to do it, to be honest with you. I don't want them to do it because I feel like Naughty Dog will do too much to make it very
Oscar bait worthy.
movie. Yeah, instead of it being like off. Like the reason like this game I think is fun is because it's Insomniac. Like Insomniac makes fun games. I feel like if you give it to someone who's trying to be like if you give it to like a Naughty Dog or you give it to someone who's trying to like be very try hardish with it, I feel like it won't give off the same vibe. It'll give off this like very grounded, realistic type of thing that I don't think really a lot of superhero games outside of I guess Batman. What else has a dark? Other superheroes, but yeah, that's I don't know. That's just how I feel. I know everybody just immediately yells Naughty Dog, but I don't think Naughty Dog's always the answer for every type of game.
True. Before we get to JG, what's your name? I forgot to say this at the beginning of the podcast. This has nothing to do with the conversation, but I'm going to say it anyway because I feel like it. Today in which we're recording the podcast is September 12th, 2018, which is the day before the Nintendo Direct, the next Nintendo Direct happens. So, because I feel like a lot of people are going to say this in the comments. Why did you talk about the Nintendo Direct? So I'm just letting you guys know it is the 12th. We will get to the Nintendo Direct the next podcast. Our bad, but we had to get this episode out the way. My bad. Go ahead, JG. So what do you want to see?
Thanks.
With the superheroes, do you think they'll be taken more seriously? What games you want to see?
Answering your first question, I mean, I agree with Etho. I think that they were always taken seriously. I just think that they were just done bad. I just think a lot of it was just bad. But like I said, there was like some dominant or rough. Like back in the day, like with the old beat 'em ups. I don't know if y'all remember the old Punisher game that was kind of like Streets of
interrogate
Rage.
them and smash their head. I remember that.
That was actually pretty cool. I like that one. There was some Wolverine and X-Men games back in the day that were dope. The Marvel games were dope. So there were some good ones, but again, everybody remembers the bad one. They remember Superman. Every time you mention a bad superhero game, everybody talk about Superman. Superman just can't be done good. I just feel like as far as the game, it just can't be done good. So we're going to just dismiss that. But I would say as far as like who I want to see a good Iron Man game, but then again, Anthem is coming out, so
Yeah,
now I can't even say that.
Yeah, it'd be funny if they had mod support
Anthem.
for Anthem and you could put Iron Man into the game. There you go.
Yeah, so I don't want to see that anymore. I agree though, Black Panther is probably a popular one. I'm gonna go on a limb here. I would actually, after seeing the series, I would actually not mind on the DC side seeing an Arrow video game. I think that'd actually be pretty cool. But then again, when I think about that, it might end up kind of being more like Tomb Raider in a sense, in like the beginning
on an island.
Yeah, if they don't if they don't make it like that, I think that they could still like expand upon that and make it like a pretty dope game. So I wouldn't mind seeing Arrow. Other people said Flash in my chat. I wouldn't want to see Flash. I think Flash would be weird, being made a superhero game. But I think Arrow would be dope. I would actually not mind that one.
What's the name? Actually, I disagree with you. I would, of course, the obvious answer is Black Panther. I think we all want that, but I think a Flash superhero game would be dope. Just because the way that they could do it is he move, because there's the concept of, is that person really moving fast or are you just moving slow? You know what I'm saying? So like the way they can perceive his speed is everything is moving in slow motion when he's doing combat. So like everything is not all super finicky and fast paced. I think that's one way that they could do the combat. So I would actually like to see a Flash game. Also, I would like to see a static shot game. I think it would be fun flying around the city on your trash can lid with your electrical abilities. Like he has a cool powers, he can fly, and then on top of that, I feel like the developers would have a lot of creative freedom because Static Shock takes place in Dakota City, I believe, which is a fictional city. So I mean, they would have a lot of creative space to do whatever they want with like the environment. So I think Static
would be
Shock.
dope.
Who?
Yeah, Teen Titans.
They had one on the PS2. It sucked.
I didn't know there was a PS2. I just remember back in the day there was that Flash game, that fighting game.
It was basically X-Men Legends for kids, basically.
Yeah, I
it wasn't
that
very
one.
good.
I feel like
Yeah,
a
a
Teen
real
Titans
Teen
game would
Titans
be
game,
fun.
a real one. Yeah. But yeah, I guess that's what we want to see. I think we all would disagree though that superhero games were taken seriously after basically Batman. So it'd be nice to see some more. It'll be interesting to see what people come out with. Let's talk about some more games. The Black Ops beta, it's a private beta, I believe, started this week for their new mode Blackout, which is their version of Battle Royale. What's the name? Ethos, you spent the most time out of all of us. We've all played it, but I think you spent the most time out of all of us playing the Black Ops Battle Royale. What's your take on Blackout?
It's dope. I was playing it actually a lot yesterday. It's basically a more polished PUBG that's actually optimized. The gunplay, it still has that Call of Duty gunplay. It runs at 60 FPS smooth. Like, it's fire. Like, I don't know other way to say it. Like, it's actually really, really good. And I think this was like, it was a big factor. Like, if I was going to pick up the game, was if Blackout was going to be good. And if it wasn't going to be good, then I was like, I'll probably wait on it. But I like the multiplayer and Black Ops 4. And so I also like Blackout. So I'm probably convinced me now to pick up the game.
I'm like, I liked it, but I don't think I enjoyed it as much as you for multiple reasons. I agree with you. It is optimized way better than PUBG, which isn't hard to do. But what's the name? It's hard for me to enjoy first person battle royale. But that being said, the Call of Duty gunplay kind of not melds. What's the word I'm looking for? It balances it out.
Yeah.
It makes it work. It's really smooth. But one problem I did have, and I guess this is a console problem, managing your items in Battle Royale on console is just a pain in the ass. Like you have to hold down like square to like loot people, and then you hit the D-pad to look over at weapons, or you hit the touchpad to open up your menu, and then it turns into kind of like a mouse with your analog sticks, and you got to drag and drop stuff. It's a very slow experience and just unorthodox. It's hard to. I feel like PC is the solution for that, but like on console, I feel like that experience wasn't that great as far as managing your loot and stuff like that. Like I said, I liked it, but I don't know if I liked it enough to pick up the game day one because I wasn't a big fan of the multiplayer. Maybe I'd catch it on sale, but it was all right. It was decent to me. What about you, Jay? What'd you think?
Yeah, you basically said what I was thinking. Like, that auto management is horrific on console, bro. Like, they gonna have to figure out a new way to do that system, because y'all console people, I'm gonna have to pray. Like, I want to play it on PC now because I know it's gonna be way better with the item management. I also found that like when you're picking up items, like that text is super small, So like I was sitting there like squinting when I was trying to play and watching other people play. I'm like, what is that? What is that gun there? What is that caliber? What is that scope? So I feel like they need to make that a little bit bigger as far as the UI. But I like the fact that, you know, the vehicles are plentiful. You can get in helicopters and stuff. Like, you can run around and, you know, shoot at each other. I like that aspect. So again, like that brings another thing that PUBG is missing, as far as like that actual vehicle gunplay and stuff that you can do in there. And I mean, I like the actual gunplay itself. I think that's cool. It's definitely Call of Duty. I mean, there's no denying that. I'm not mad at the first person. I think it's cool, but again, like, I want to experience this on PC. Cause I want to like give my thorough opinion. Do I want to pick up this game, and do I want to actually invest time into Blackout? I need to see that PC version. I need to see how they play to get my final verdict. But it's like right now, it's cool. It's cool. I'm not mad at it. I'm actually more impressed than I was before it came out, because we were all wondering what it was going to be. What was it going to be like? I think it's decent.
Yeah, it looks like ass on the PS4 though. Like, there's like no textures. I hope it looks better on PC.
They had to get that 60 frames some way.
Yeah, I respect it. Performance is important, but you definitely know it's just like really blurry, and there's like a lack of textures and stuff like that. And that's probably why the text doesn't look that good either, because the resolution looks like it was lowered.
Yeah, it also
like
might be true. Yeah.
Might be running at 900p or something like that, but not bad, Treyarch. It'll be interesting to see how this plays out. It's interesting to see how the community has responded to this too. Like, everybody loves it. A lot of people are calling it the Fortnite killer. I don't know about that, but the community has had a very positive and strong response to this, to the point where I think it's not going to kill Fortnite, because Fortnite is free.
PUBG though.
It's going to take it's going to eat off of PUBG's play, I believe.
It'll eat off Fortnite's. I think it'll slow Fortnite down, but I just don't think you can ever kill something that's free, because there's always going to be broke boys in the world, you know? So there's that.
Fortnite, I don't care what happens. Whenever a new skin comes out, people are going to cop it. And they're doing the fall skirmish now. Like, damn, like they just got done with the summer skirmish. They're about to go immediately into the fall skirmish. So people are still going to be practicing for that stuff. Like, Fortnite ain't going nowhere. But PUBG, I'm gonna worry about you a little bit. I think that Blackout is going to eat off your plate a lot more.
Yeah. Because of this beta, this gameplay is not bad. I would not be surprised because I mean, Call of Duty has been on decline in sales like the past 3 years. I would not be surprised if Call of Duty reigns king this year, because there's been such a strong community response, and all it takes is a couple big streamers to say this is fire, and them sales going right back up.
Shroud and Dr. Disrespect.
Them Call of Duty dudes got on that immediately. Yeah, speaking of Dr. Disrespect, yeah, like we
gonna talk about that later.
He said it was too,
but he got on there immediately. He was like, "Ooh, this feels so good." He was like, "I can't wait to play this on PC." So they ready, boy. They ready to go back.
Do not be surprised if Black Ops is one of the top selling games of the year. My bad, Ethos.
No, you're right. No.
So there's that. Shout out to Treyarch. This is the part of the show where we're gonna box out Ethos. It's a basketball reference, because we're going to talk basketball. He's sick anyway, so he can sit back for this one. NBA 2K19 released since the last podcast. Well, at least the $100 version. By the time this comes out, the $60 version will come out, and of course you get early access if you bought the $100 version. I'm gonna go ahead and take the helm on this conversation. Ladies and gentlemen, you know, it really fucking pains me to say this, but 2K, the game's good. The game is actually good. It really hurts my soul to say this, as much as we I didn't want a bad game, but we slander them all the time, and it's become a point as basketball fans where we become so jaded. We just don't expect nothing from 2K, but they put out servers last season. They weren't putting out any updates, so they clearly were focusing on this game. They really put in work. I'm noticing a lot of new animations. Size matters, like matchups. I'm playing center, and anybody who plays between the 1 and the 3, you cannot guard me. I will literally push you out the way because of these new animations in my strength. The online it's pretty smooth from what I've seen. They really haven't had too many servers. It's been a little bit shaky, but it's not been nowhere as bad as last year. The VC is better. Every game that I play, and I'm playing on pro difficulty, I average like 1,500 to about 2,500 VC per game, compared to last year where he was only getting like 300 to 500 VC per game, putting up 60 points. So the grind isn't as bad in this game. It doesn't bother me. The new takeover mode, it's not bad. It's not overpowered. I know people were worried about that. Basically, it's just making yourself hot, but you can manually control and activate it. And it only lasts for like 2 to 3 possessions, depending on how long the defender holds the ball. So there's that. Although the team takeover is a bit cheesy. You can make your whole team hot eventually. That is kind of cheesy. They might have to nerf that. But this year, every build feels great. Every build feels overpowered in its own way, meaning everybody is useful as long as you play within a system. Like I got to give props when props are due, and it makes me mad because now the NBA Live fanboys are gonna call me a 2K fanboy, even though I slander 2K all the time because I gave props. But this year they listen. The game has improved. Like when I play center and I get my takeover badge, when I do my little spin move, I literally push them out the way and they like stumble, and then I could dunk. Yo, the shit's fire, bro. It's not bad. And then the story mode, they actually tried on the story. What the fuck? The stories have been ass the past few years. The story is actually, it's believable. It does have some cringy moments, but it was entertaining for the most part. The voice acting was on point. There's some like characters that they established. They basically established the NBA 2K universe. Characters that were established in previous games, they make appearances in this one. So that was like cool to see the little Easter eggs and stuff like that. If you play the game's good. Yo, JG, take the floor. What'd you think about it?
All right, you got so many positives to say about this. Let's get on the negatives real quick. Let's go and dive into that. So before the game actually came out, right? Because the game officially came out yesterday, the 11th. But for the early birds, the people who bought the Legendary Edition, let me hear that crying that y'all were doing. First of all, VC glitches, right? Some people were getting on the positive side of that. Some people were going into the stage and they were getting like 300,000 VC, right? It's a glitch, obviously. Some people were buying free stuff. And let me repeat that. Free things, free items. And they had -1 VC. I have never seen so many grown men crying in my life. It was ridiculous on that Thursday and that Friday. Because some people got on Thursday, all the 2K people actually went out to 2K day. It was really bad for them. So they fucking up already with the VC stuff.
So the reason I didn't bring that up is because A, I wasn't trying to buy VC, so that shit didn't affect me. And then B, like the very next day they patched it. So motherfuckers were just being dramatic about the shit. Should it have worked the first day buying VC, the microtransactions, sure. But I mean, it wasn't that big of a deal to me.
It's okay, but it's the principle of the matter, right? It's the principle of the matter. And also, again, like last year, people's players were getting deleted. I don't know why, again, this is such a big issue, but obviously, if you're putting all of that time and effort in VC into your character and then it gets deleted, that's an issue, right? So that's a thing that they need to thoroughly address, because again, every time this happens and then people go after 2K support and try to ask them and then they don't get a response, it's bad customer service. So they need to fix that stuff. I will actually give you a different perspective on the gameplay right now. The gameplay is fun in my career and stuff if you bought VC. If you are starting off from scratch like me, because I didn't get any VC, I didn't get my pre-order bonus or whatever. I'm at a 62 right now, fam. I went through the prelude. Oh my god, I got my ass handed to me, fam. You can't do
the defense
anything.
is harder this year.
You cannot do anything. You remember those videos we were watching that they were saying that the computer was stealing the ball and people were calling them crybabies? Yeah. These are probably the people that were at the same point as me. They did not buy VC. If you're starting off from scratch, I can't even do one dribble move. I'm a point guard, right? I'm a shot creating playmaker. And I don't have, again, the best ball dribbling skills, but still, I should be able to do one dribble and not get ripped. These dudes are ripping me every time I go past half court, fam. Like, no bullshit. It's not fun. It's not fun starting off if you don't buy VC in the beginning. So again, these are two different types of perspective. They are really making you buy VC or making you do a super grind before you can actually say, hey, I can compete, I can have fun. I understand, like, the defense is kind of OD at that point.
Are you conspiring that they made the defense harder to like entice you to buy VC?
I'm not exactly saying that, but they might, fam. I'm
gonna be honest with you. I might have to disagree on that one because I'm a 78 overall. I've been grinding my character as well, and like the defense overall is just harder this year. It's been improved. You really have to make smart plays to the point where people have been saying that like there's not much difference between Pro and Hall of Fame, and they're not lying. An example is I'll score 5 points in the first quarter and I'm getting double teamed. The defense is just harder, period, all around. Even if your player is up, it's going to be hard. The gameplay is just harder across the board.
There's a difference. There's a difference between the defense being hard and the defense just being unfair and OD. I'm gonna have to show you some clips, fam. Like it's not. It's a difference between running down the court and you legit getting the ball
I agree.
stolen.
They need to patch it.
Like they put you in the animation, fam. It's like I can't do anything. I go down the court. I do one dribble move. I just dribble. Like it's not even like it's a left right. It's not even moving the right stick. Yes, and they just steal the ball, fam. Jackson Ellis embarrassed me, fam. Like it was fucking ridiculous. Like it was not fun. It was it don't matter, bro. It don't matter. That nigga, nah, bro. They own some shit with the steals. I will say that. I agree. Again, I like the defense being how it is, but it's not fair. Or it's not fun. I would say it's not fun when you're starting off and you're a 62. Once you get up to 70 and stuff, again, it becomes a little bit more bearable. But when you're a 60, when you're starting off,
it's still
very
hard,
fresh. Yeah, it's dumb hard. It's OD, bro. It's OD.
I remember I scored 8 points one time in one game, and I literally got triple teamed. I don't think I've ever been triple teamed in any 2K. So like I agree with you. They need to find like a middle ground for that. It might need to be patched, the defense, well the AI basically, because it's almost a little too aggressive. I'm like, why am I being? I mean, it made it easy for me to get my dimer badge because then I just pass it out the post and give it to someone open.
Yeah.
But it was mad extra. It didn't feel realistic. Like I've never seen somebody be triple teamed over 8 points. Like that's a little too much.
But let me get over my positives. I didn't see any server issues. I actually was able to like get to the neighborhood and get to where I need to be with little to no problem, or at least that's right now.
Streamlined. It is not annoying now.
Yeah, it is, and the fact that you don't have to actually go out in order to get to your practice facility and get all that stuff done, and then go directly to a game. I like that. I like the fact that they actually thought about making the menus simpler so that you can get to where you need to go and you don't have to waste 5 to 10 minutes going out to the neighborhood from your crib and then going to the practice facility and then going into a game. So I do appreciate that.
Did you notice they improved the invite system?
Yes, I saw that they did that.
Quality of life. I was like, wow.
You can walk up on somebody and then just press R3 and then invite, on the PlayStation, and then invite them. I was like, okay, that's cool. I like that stuff. So I got to get further into it. I only got like maybe 4 hours of gameplay in yesterday. But again, like for me, I just got to go through, the tough times of not being able to do anything. And the defense, the CPU literally shitting on you, and your teammates not being able to do much either because, they ain't shit in the beginning until I can actually like say that I can directly compete. But nah, defense, when you starting up, bro, the CPU is unforgiving, fam. Like they own some other stuff on this one. But other than that, I will say that so far 2K, besides like the main issue with the VC and stuff, they've done a better job. I will say that they've done a better job to keep me at least a little bit more engaged this year. We'll see how far. We'll see, once these patches come.
Bless you.
Oh, that was neat. Once these patches come, we'll see, if they can sustain stuff. But I think right now it's a decent product.
What's the name? I actually got 2 more negatives for you. So the first of which is, I don't know if you've been to the so they because I guess they listened to the feedback. They said they're trying to give you more ways to earn VC, and one of the ways that you can earn VC now is there's a wheel that you can spin in the park
in the stage
daily. It's like a daily. It's like a free to play game basically. Like you can spin it every day and you can get free VC for it wherever it lands on. The problem with that thing, it's a cool idea, but the problem is there's only so the way it works is you walk in there and there's like if you ever played in the park, you know how there's 3 spots that you can walk onto, so you want to play a game.
They got next. Yeah,
they got next. It's only 3 spots.
I said, huh?
And there's literally be like 100 people just standing there, and the only way you can get your daily spin is you have to stand amongst those 100 people and spam the X button and hope you get on the thing.
I dealt with that last night, bro.
Yeah, I was like, this ain't it, bro. They gotta find a better way to implement that. And I would suggest maybe just making it kind of like, because you know how when you're in the park, one thing that's different about your park compared to everybody else is when it comes to your team facility, it'll only show your team. Maybe make it to where when people go to the spin the wheel, just make it so that nobody else shows there, only you, or maybe just like a few people. Like they're gonna have to find a way to like cut that down, like make some type of custom experience for you. And then my second complaint, besides the intense CPU, is just the community. I have noticed they said that they nerfed the dribbling, but it's looking a little cheesy. I mean, Nomad, RIP to Nomad's ankles. He got destroyed the other night. Dude just spam dribbling all the little speed boosting moves for like 30 seconds. I was like, Jesus Christ. It was longer than a damn shot clock. I'm like, yo, this dude just keeps going. I was like, I thought you're supposed to lose energy. I thought you're supposed to stumble over the ball. So it looks like that dribbling might be a little cheesy. And also just the community in general. Like one of the things, 2K is like the Call of Duty of the community. One thing that they do is they ruin their own game and then they complain about it. Like, I'm concerned that people are going to find different type of exploits in terms of gameplay or animation glitches or stuff like that, like every other year. Then someone dumbass is going to make a video saying, yo, I don't want you guys to do this, you know, I'm just trying to make people aware of it, but don't do this. And then everybody does it, he gets a bunch of views and he blows up and all this other stuff. So I'm concerned about the community finding exploits, because I mean, even though I enjoy this game, I will admit this is the honeymoon phase for 2K19. Let's see where the game is 3 months from now. That's what I would say, because I'm always nervous. So yeah, that would be my first impression. But so far, so good. Not bad, y'all. We gonna see. That's enough basketball talk. I know Ethos is tired of hearing us talk about that.
Please keep going.
Like, what the fuck are they talking about? For somebody who doesn't play these games, do they look the same to you every year, Ethos?
Yes, every year.
So is it interesting to hear us like describe how it actually changed?
I guess.
Now, before we move on to the next topic, boys, I want to thank today's sponsor, Casper, a sleep brand that makes expertly designed products that help you get your best rest. Now, if you never heard of them, don't worry, I'm gonna break it down for y'all. Casper products are cleverly designed to mimic human curves, which provides supportive comfort for all kinds of bodies. Their mattresses feature a breathable design, which helps you sleep cool, and it regulates your body temperature throughout the night. Casper offers two other mattresses, the Wave and the Essential. The Wave features a support system to mirror the natural shape of your body, and the Essential has a streamlined design at a price that won't keep you up at night. There's free shipping to the US and Canada, and you can be sure of your purchase with Casper's 100-night risk-free sleep on it trial. And hey, if you don't like the product, Casper also features hassle-free returns. JG, you actually own one of their mattresses. Can you share a story? What do you think about it? How you feel about the Casper mattresses?
Absolutely. So at first we had a bamboo pillow top mattress, and we was like, you know what? Let's try this memory foam one. Ended up getting the Casper mattress, and I would have to say, like, it's not bouncy at all. Like, I have a tendency whenever I get into bed, my girl's already in bed, I'm having a long game at night, hop into bed. I'm not trying to disturb her, right? I hop into bed, and like it feels like you're literally laying on a cloud. Like I'm like dead ass not even playing on that way. It's really nice. I don't feel her moving around. She don't feel me moving around. I actually do. I would have to say, like, I get a better sleep with the Casper mattress. So like I said, from a first time memory foam mattress user, I feel like I'm getting old now, because like I'm actually looking at mattresses and stuff, and I'm like, yo, like this is actually a thing.
Oh no.
Exactly, yeah. I'm getting old now, so but that's the thing now. Like I actually really like this mattress. Like we get a good sleep. She likes it. I like it. So there you go, man. It's an honest opinion for me, man.
True. And Ethos, I know you just recently moved into a new house. Do you have any thoughts on your Casper mattress?
Yeah, so when I moved, actually, I had a futon, which it was alright, you know, got the job done. But then, you know, I got the Casper one, and it was like a night and day difference. Like, woke up, you know, I didn't have like a lot of like back issues. Believe it or not, like it also like helped with my sinuses, which is kind of weird. But like I didn't wake up like with a lot of stuffy noses, unlike today. But overall, like just it feels like what like it's very light, and it's like sinking into like a cloud. I hate to use the phrase. It's like sinking into a cloud basically, compared to like the more spongy type of mattresses that. So it's really nice.
There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. JG and Ethos have spoken. Now, if you want to try the product out, you can get $50 off select mattresses by heading over to casper.com/GI and using the code GI at checkout. Terms and conditions do apply. Once again, that's casper.com/GI and use the code GI at checkout for $50 off select mattresses. Just remember, terms and conditions apply. All right, fellas, let's get back into the show. All right, well, I'm gonna let y'all take the floor on this one. Freaking Battlefield 5 had another open beta. I tried to play it, but it was closed by the time I got a chance to play. I was like, darn, well, let me uninstall. So, I mean, this is this is like your second or third time playing it. So, what's your second and third impressions, Jay-Z? What's your impressions once again of Battlefield? Are you sold now? Are you pre-ordering? Pre-orders going down?
Nah, I think I'm still going to pass on this one. I really wanted to give it a chance. I know me and Ethos played some matches the first day that it was live, and it's still gonna be a no for me, man. Like, it still felt the exact same. I got the exact same experience, the exact same feeling that I got when we played it at E3. Like, I just did not feel engaged enough with the game. I didn't get anything different from it. It's just in World War II. I agree that like the squad tactics, that's kind of interesting the way that they changed that, but like people don't play team objectives on there. Like only me and Ethos were pretty much playing. Then we had another guy too, that one guy playing with us. But like it's hard. Like just imagine you being solo trying to play that, and like you're forced to like be in a squad and like go after the squad tactics. You can't spawn on anybody else on your team. You can only spawn on your squad, and when your squad gets wiped out, and that's it, I gotta go back to the beginning. I mean, I know that's how it was, but at least I feel like it was a little bit more lenient in the other battlefields compared to this one. They like really make you play as a squad, and it's just I don't know, it's weird to me. But again, like just as far as like the gameplay and the gunplay mechanics, like all of that felt the same. I just didn't like being in World War II. I didn't feel engaged at all. It just felt like something that I can easily skip and forget about it, and my life will go on. Like I'm not missing anything by playing this game. Like it was okay, but can I see myself playing this for months on end? I don't think so. I just think that it just felt too much of the same, and it's in the wrong era for me. And they just need to go back to the drawing board and give us either Battlefield Bad Company or go in the future, or just stay modern, because I'm not really feeling this go back in time stuff. It's not engaging, bro.
Ladies and gentlemen, pre-orders just went down another 5% for Battlefield 5. Ethos, what's your opinion?
It's a no from me, dog. Black Ops 4 is superior in every way to Battlefield 5.
Oh my god!
They just had to say, man.
It is. You're about to get in the comments, boy.
I don't care. It's the truth, and people can say the same thing, because they said the same thing to me and JG when we said it was like the same shit. But no one didn't believe us.
I agree with you. It hurts to say that, but Call of Duty
Black Ops 4 is vastly superior to Battlefield 5 this year. So check it. They don't got Battle Royale launch. They took out a bunch of features that were supposed to be in the game. Co-op is no longer at launch. Dragging bodies is no longer at launch. A feature. So we have an actual mechanic in Battlefield 5 that's not going to be in the game day one. Like, I could keep going. Like, I'm pretty sure there's even more lists of and that's on top of just like there are no Battlefield moments playing the game. Like the game doesn't have that like that feeling anymore that it used to. And I don't know if maybe it's just I got tired of Battlefield, and Siege is now like taking that spot that like Battlefield used to take for me, where it's just like Siege is just like that's the shooter now. It's not, and Battlefield 5 is just like waning now. But
that's my problem with Battlefield. Like,
it's not fun, bro.
They're not innovating. Every Battlefield
it's not innovative.
Every Battlefield is a new coat of paint on Conquest. I have to give Black Ops 4 props. They came with new game modes.
A lot of shit.
They came with new game modes and they changed things, and that's why people are interested in it. But like every Battlefield, it pains me to say it, but it's just a new coat of paint with Conquest. So are you saying that pre-orders went down another 5% for you, Ethos?
Look. I have Origin Prime, whatever the hell that thing's called. So I'm getting the game for free, apparently.
Facts.
And even with me getting the game for free, I still have no incentive that I want to play it. Like, if Battlefield 5 and Black Ops 4 both were coming out at the exact same time, I would cop Black Ops 4 in a heartbeat, and I would not think twice about Battlefield. And it's crazy, because if you told me this shit, I said this time and time again, if you told me this 2 years ago, that I'd be more excited for a Call of Duty game than a Battlefield game, I'd have called you a liar. But something has changed. I've always said Treyarch is the best Call of Duty developer, and Treyarch we trust, and I'm not gonna lie, the Lord Vonderhaar, he pulled it off. I don't know how he did it, because that weekend 1 beta was trash, but they actually listened to feedback. They changed a lot of stuff. That looks like they're listening to feedback about Blackout. They're making changes about that already. They're already like reducing armor values, and they seem like they're doing this is the first time I feel like Call of Duty is actually listening to a lot of feedback this year, because I feel like they're doing a lot of very controversial things. And I know some people will be like, they refuse to get they refuse to get Black Ops 4 because there's no campaign. I'm indifferent about it, to be honest with you. Don't really care. If my main thing was, as long as 2 of the 3 main features of the game I liked, I was gonna get it. And multiplayer I liked after weekend 2, and Blackout was really good in my opinion, and I feel like I could easily put 100 hours into that, just like I did PUBG. And I don't got to play PUBG anymore, thank God. So I'm for it. I'd say bring on Black Ops 4. If I'm gonna be honest, if there's some way BF5, because I know people are gonna think we're just hating, like, it's hard to explain. Like, it's so hard to explain why the game just feels off. You have to play it for yourself. But every person I played with JG, I played with DX, I played with JoJo. Nobody had a fun time playing it. All of us were just frustrated. I can't recall one time we were just excited. It took me 2 days just to get decent gameplay off of it, just because like there's just so much crap that's just happening. Like the tanks take forever to kill now. It's just like Battlefield 1 sniping with scouts. Like remember how crazy that shit was in BF1? It's just like that in BF5. Like the sniper rifles are just all over the place because the maps promote it. That snow map is trash. There's no flow to it. The design is horrible. You just can get shot from 10 different areas of the map. The city map is dope, but it's like it was just a horrible beta. It just feels incomplete. Add on top of this the whole news about the delay and the missing features that they're not even going to have in at launch. No battle royale at launch, and it's just like, why would I pick this up day one? The war stories? No. Go ahead.
You know what really sucks about this too? I was talking about this on stream. In my opinion, the last good Battlefield was Battlefield Hardline. I legitimately had a lot of fun with that game.
Said it was trash.
That game got shat on because certain YouTubers said, oh, the game only has 40 guns. That doesn't make the game good or bad. And you know, the funny thing is, when we were talking about this in my Twitch, the chat was like, in retrospective, it was a good game.
It was a good game.
And it was the last innovative game. That game mode where you were driving around, the little heist mode, that shit was fire, bro. Yeah. That shit was fire.
And we're never going to see something like that because everybody...
Matter of fact, Visceral doesn't exist anymore because of that. Remember, they made the game, the people who made Dead Space.
Yeah, Visceral Games, yeah.
So it was like, dang, bro, we probably never gonna see...
It just took a different studio to like, all right, take a crack at it. And they were like, all right, we're gonna try something different. And then people lost their minds, was like, this isn't Battlefield. This is a war on crime. This doesn't feel like my Battlefield.
The war on crime is a Battlefield. A war is a Battlefield. Like, what are you talking about?
Like, what are you talking about, bro? Just relax.
The
play the game.
soundtrack was fire.
The soundtrack was fire.
What's the sound of that body? That shit was fire, bro.
The vehicle controls were fire. The gunplay was fire. The only thing people
I remember the maps were good too.
The story campaign was it was aight. It wasn't great, but it's aight. It was just it's aight. But like it was by far one of the more unique like Battlefield games. And we're never.
The mode where you had to collect the money too was fun.
Oh man, fun game
Battlefield Hardline, bro.
I'm about to go back and play that. There's probably like 40 people playing.
Yeah, that game died so fast. That's why I stopped playing because the servers went out. Like nobody was on there. Everybody went back to Battlefield 4.
Yeah, we did.
We was 40 to 50 hours in that. Even when the community was dying, we played that to like the final countdown until like people were just done with it. But like it was fun. I feel like, man, it's just. EA is never going to take a risk like that again because of what happened, and they're just going to keep doing these mainline Battlefield games with DICE. I feel like DICE can't handle this because they have DICE alternating between... They're having two studios of DICE, one working on the Star Wars license and the other one working on the Battlefield license. And after Battlefront 2, it's very hard to put trust in Battlefield 5 now. It's very difficult because you don't know what they're about to pull. Oh, that's another fucking con about Battlefield. Why did they think it would be a smart idea to make weapon unlocks? Like, okay, you remember how back in like Hardline and all the other games, there'd be attachments, right? You'd attach to your gun and they'd like do different things, like give you extended mags, longer range, like long barrel, that type of shit, right? They've now made it where it's a skill tree and all of it stacks and it's all purely power. So that means if you start playing the game for the first time, you have technically, from a number standpoint, a weaker gun than someone who's been playing it for 70 hours and has the gun fully unlocked. I was wondering, like, I was playing the game and wondering why people were out shooting me constantly, and I didn't realize, like, you could unlock the gun so that there's barely any horizontal recoil, there's barely any vertical recoil, the gun can shoot longer, the bullets can shoot faster, so rapid fire, and I'm just like, yo, why would you guys do this? It's a poor design decision, and it's not fair for people who just unlocked a new gun going at someone who's been using a gun for 10 hours and their gun just immediately will, just by stats, kill you faster than your gun could ever kill them. Just annoying.
Yeah, but now you got like thousands of guns that are unbalanced, that's better instead of innovative gameplay and only 40 guns,
I miss BF3.
Yeah. Battlefield 4 wasn't bad either once they fixed it.
2 years after they fixed it. But I love BF3. I wish they could go back to that.
It's sad to see how the Battlefield franchise...
I don't even know if I want a Bad Company 3 now.
Battlefield is like that player that came out of high school that like got a lot of hype.
Yeah,
had a good year in college. Then like the second year,
the reunion,
hurt his knee and shit like that. Like it's like you were the one. You were supposed to go to the league, bro. You're supposed to go to the league.
You were supposed to defeat Call of Duty.
You were supposed to be exactly.
Canals,
it was supposed to defeat Call of Duty, bro. Like,
fucking Anakin does. Jesus Christ.
I wanted it too, man.
I wanted to be good too.
It didn't do it, man.
It's just not.
I miss North Shore Canals, bro.
Maybe
North Shore Canals 24/7 BF.
Yeah, that's when they started fucking up, when they annualized Battlefield, because it wasn't an annual franchise at first.
They used to take 2 to 3. And when was it? The Hardline. That's when things started to change.
Yeah. So yeah. Pre-orders just went down another 25%. All that slander, bruh. The wall just got 10 feet. Oh, I'm done. What's the name? JG wanted to talk about this a little bit because he's the only one who played it. Dying Light's Bad Blood mode just recently came out, which is like their take on Battle Royale. Ethos and I didn't get a chance to play it, but JG did. Maybe you can give some people some insight. Is it worth their time, Jay?
Yeah, I had a little hands-on time with it. I don't know. I feel like this game is in the weird space with all the Battle Royale games because it's not very popular. It's not like the full-scale 100-person type of thing. It's only 12 people on there. If you like Dying Light, I feel like you will enjoy this one. But like when I was playing with the people, obviously, they want to be dickheads, and because you're supposed to quote-unquote work together to get the samples, but obviously you're supposed to be like the last person left. So it was a lot of people when I was playing, like they immediately just started going after everybody else, and I'm like, but why can you at least like try to level up first and get some samples? But I feel like, again, it's like an interesting twist on it because it's not a full-scale Battle Royale thing, and it has all the same elements that you know and love from Dying Light. So that's cool. Like I feel like it's a nice little side game to play if you enjoy the series, but I don't think that it's going to really make a dent on anything. Again, like everything was pretty much the same as far as like the mechanics. None of that changed. It was just like a different, like it easily could have been like another like mode that could have been in there from day one, but obviously like when they made the game, the Battle Royale type of thing wasn't really a thing then. So I feel like that's why they didn't do it. But like if they did, like say if this one came out before like Battle Royale was even a thing, I feel like it would have done way better. But this is just something that like you'll just play like a couple times and you'll probably just like throw down. It's not bad, but I just feel like it came out at like one of the worst times that you can imagine for games, period. Not even just Battle Royale games, but just games, period. I think that people are going to easily dismiss that one just for that fact. Like and I'm not even going to I'm going to dismiss it for that fact. I don't think I'm going to be playing this because I don't think that it's that dope enough for me to like invest all that time into. But again, like just as far as like the actual series and what they did with it, it's a nice little like side game mode. That's what I'll say.
Got you. Well, there you have it, folks. We don't got opinions on that. So we're moving on to the news section of the show. Fresh off the heels of some EA slander when we were talking about Battlefield, we're going right back into some more EA slander. You guys might have not heard of this one, but this is a pretty hilarious story to me. EA goes to war with the Belgian government. Like I want to say like a month ago, the Belgian government basically told EA that they need to make some adjustments to some of their games, specifically FIFA 18. They didn't like the way that EA was handling loot boxes and I guess not loot boxes, but the ultimate team packs, the little pack openings in FIFA where you get the players, I guess, for their ultimate team mode, and they didn't like the way that they were handling loot crates in some of their games. So they told them to make some adjustments so they can fall in line with the Belgium laws. EA didn't listen, and not only did they not listen, they started lobbying the public. They asked the public to tell the Belgian government to, hey, let us put loot boxes and stuff in our games and stuff like that, instead of just listening to the law. And this situation has been going on, it's been lingering for so long that the Belgian government has stepped in and it has launched a criminal investigation according to reports. So basically EA is under fire from the Belgian government. We don't know how this is going to play out, but the fact that there was a criminal investigation launched is interesting. How you feel about this one, Jay? What you think about EA doing all this stuff?
Yikes, man. Like I think that like we get to a point where like these other countries ain't playing with them. Like they're really like treating them like they're some criminals with this shit, and it's interesting, man, just to see like what some of these countries are doing, and they're taking matters into their own hands about these situations. Like I do agree, like in a sense, like it can be criminal, because like it is very impressionable on young minds whenever whenever you have business practices like this. But then again, like I look at other things, I'm like, man, this is video games. Like, is it really that serious? But I guess according to some countries, like it is.
Well, I know in China, their law for loot crates is you have to like vividly display what's the percentage of you getting something like a rare or whatever item.
They don't want it to be like gambling. Yeah.
And I would imagine that's what Belgium wants. And to be honest, like I'd hate to, like, I can't believe I'm agreeing with a communist country, but I think that's kind of a fair assessment. Like, just be transparent.
Communist boy.
Yeah. you siding with the Red Army boy. What's the name? Like, I think it's fair to just be transparent with your product, and the fact that EA is just like, come on guys, come on, just let us do our loot boxes. Like, Belgium's like, no, we want all the smoke. How you feel about this?
Right.
I feel great.
Yikes.
He said yikes.
I can't register this.
So wait, hold on.
To think they have the gall to do something like this is just like beyond me, dude.
Especially because they've been getting so much heat for so many different things. Like, what do y'all think the repercussions will be of this? Because let's say, like, they only launched it. Let's say this goes to court and they lose the court fight. What do you think is going to be the consequences for EA?
SB, that's probably going to be it, and force them to up. But what they might do is they might ramp it up in other like regions and be like, all right, we're going to increase our microtransaction faster than Europe or China, because we know Asian countries really spend a lot of money, especially like Korea, and they spend a crap ton of money on micro.
Yo, sit up on your mic, Ethos.
Oh, my bad. I was saying Asian countries, I think statistically they're more cool with microtransactions, and they actually spend a lot of money on microtransactions, and they like that type of like gambling type of thing compared to like Europe and North America. They're more obviously opposed to adding those to games, but for example, I think really likes like ways that you like gotcha games, and
yes.
I don't know what's gonna happen. I just know they're gonna definitely pay a fee for this. That's minimum. And they're going to be forced, and they're definitely going to be complied by the law. Like, they're going to have to remove it. Else, like, Belgium might go as far to say, like, you're not allowed to sell games in Belgium. Like, those games that you have those in, like, we're going to ban them, and you're not going to be allowed to play them in Belgium. So that seems like worst case scenario. But I don't see how this would impact like anyone who's living in the U.S. or EU with you, unless that same type of policy applies like here and by law and so forth. So
which they probably won't. Do you think that the U.S. will ever get to the point where they get upset?
I don't want them to.
This country is stupid, bro. Yeah. This country is still saying violence in video causes video games. Yeah, video games called violence.
Right, they're still in battle with us. Still
in 1964.
Because all we need, and that's why like everyone's like fighting. Like everyone's like, yo, we gotta let Congress know about this. So they're making children gamble and shit. And I'm like, I don't know if this is the best idea, y'all, because for years Congress has always been looking for an excuse to find a way to ban video games, like Australia, or like find a way to ban violent video games, and they could use this easily as an excuse to like say, well, they're making kids gamble, and obviously almost I'd say a majority of Congress doesn't know shit about video games and like that whole process. And
probably like Bernie Sanders.
I do know there are some congressmen who play video games. I don't know if you heard, there was a Republican congressman. I think he
used his funds.
Cali. He used his funds for like CS:GO skins and vacations and shit. And he actually had a Steam account, and he was playing like CS:GO 5 days ago. I found his CS:GO account. I was like, oh, this is hilarious. But yeah, like there's probably younger Congress people who like play video games and they maybe understand it, but a lot of Congress is like older white men, and they don't know shit. Let's be real, they don't know shit about a lot of things. So I'm just worried that if we try to push that we need Congress to like make a law, they will go beyond just what you want, and they're gonna like go on to like full on crackdown and start regulating games by like banning them out of the United States. And I think the last thing you guys want is seeing GTA 5 being banned, not only because of microtransactions, but because it's a violent video game. That's why I'm like thinking like we need to have a better like, watchdog type of. I don't know if the industry can like self-regulate itself. It seems like EA doesn't give a fuck, and consumers obviously like we'll be outraged one moment, but then it's like outraged one day, and then on to the next thing.
Yo, stop clicking on your Pornhub tabs, bro. We hear that shit.
What?
Do we hear your mouse, bro?
Boy, if you don't sit there and get your thoughts out.
That's
it. Damn, I'm done.
This man opened hella tabs, boy, incognito mode. What's the name?
I'm multitasking.
I agree
right
with
now.
you. I think the biggest consequences of this is worst case scenario, Belgium will ban EA games and they could have some type of influence on other countries, and then it's going to affect other people. It's going to be like a ripple effect, because at the end of the day, I mean, Belgium may not be like the biggest country, but everybody loves Belgian waffles. So there's that. What you think, Jay?
Yeah, I mean, I would have to agree as well. I'm not trying to see that even get to that point over here, as far as them trying to further regulate what we can do with our video games, because it's gonna affect a lot of people, man. Like, I'm just trying to have fun. Obviously, like there's going to be some monetary value with this one, which it already is, but I'm not trying to see other people who make this their sole livelihood have anything being affected because of any laws that might be implemented with that. So they can keep that over there. I'm not mad at Belgium for taking a stance on it, and I do agree that that the loot box formula period needs to be changed overall. And EA is obviously one of the biggest offenders with this, but yeah, I'm not trying to see them like fully ban it or do anything and say, oh, it's gambling and and then it'd be a whole debacle, and they say, yeah, you know what, that's right, it was impressioning the young minds, and now they're going from being violent to gambling and all this stuff. I'm good on that. They need to chill. So don't bring it over here. But again, it needs to find a good middle ground to be regulating the whole loot box craze.
There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Speaking of more company conspiracy, rumors have arrived that Microsoft might have colluded with Ubisoft on downgrading games. All right, so here's the story.
What?
You said what? Oh, you didn't see this story?
Oh, wait, are you telling me what we thought for years is actually true?
Oh man, you're gonna like this story.
Oh no.
Somebody, an anonymous tipper, so that's why I'm saying I don't want to get in trouble.
Donald Trump told me I can't trust those.
This is all alleged, ladies and gentlemen. I'm not saying any of this is fact. Do not sue us, Microsoft. What's the name? Allegedly, a source hit up VG24 and let them know that Microsoft had cut some kind of deal with Ubisoft to purposely downgrade the PS4 version of The Division so it looks the same as the Xbox version, so that their fans wouldn't be upset. Now, there were no details on what this deal was like, and they didn't say if money was exchanged or if there was some other type of incentive. But here's the quote that the alleged source said. They said, on The Division, Xbox had a deal with Ubisoft, and part of that deal was to ensure that the PS4 version did not look better than it. The resolution, frame rates, and density of assets could have been higher on PS4, but this was vetoed to prevent issues with Microsoft. So they didn't want no smoke with Microsoft, so they basically just accepted whatever type of terms Microsoft had for them. You guys think this is true? How do you feel about this news? Jay?
Yeah. I remember when we had this whole issue when Watch Dogs came out. It was really not so much on the PS4 and Xbox side.
It was PC.
It was for PC. That was the main issue, because they absolutely downgraded that so that it would have parity with the consoles. But this is new news, man. This one kind of threw me for a loop when I first heard about it. You trying to do the same thing with the consoles too, man? That's some sound like some shady shit, but I mean, it might be true, because I mean, we know that the PC version definitely got downgraded. So I mean, it could have very well been the same thing with the PS4 and the Xbox. It's just looking more like this is true on this one, man. And if that's so, boy, I don't even know what to say, man. I was on some shit.
I think the funniest thing about this situation is, let's say that this is true, it didn't help. The PS4 is still outselling you hand over fist, because at the end of the day, it had nothing. Your console is not selling because the graphics, because to be honest, the graphics are only slightly better on the base PS4 than the Xbox One. Your console is not selling because Don Matrix's stupid ass got on E3 and had the nerve to say, if you don't want to get online, then buy an Xbox 360. So everybody said, cool, we're going to go buy a PS4. Fuck you, Microsoft. At the end of the day, you're still recovering from, and there was a couple couple more things, the online and all that other stuff. Just the original launch of the Xbox One was a fucking disaster, and it's not something you're gonna get over overnight. We get it. You guys put Phil Spencer on the forefront, and he's looking like the good guy and stuff. But Don Matrick,
he's doing his best job.
He's doing a good job. But at the end of the day, gamers are hard headed. They're always looking for a reason. Yeah, they don't forget. And Don Matrick is at Zynga playing farmers.
I think he got
Farmville.
fired.
Oh, he did?
He got fired from Zynga.
Well, he don't got a job. What you think of this ethos?
Yikes. It's pretty bad, I'm not gonna lie. And I gotta take it with a huge grain of salt, because that's like I need to see like documents, some email correspondence, something to prove whatever this source is, because this source could be anybody. I hate to sound like Donald Trump, but it could be fake news. It could be fake news. The only curious thing
it's interesting is it's believable, basically.
Yeah, the only way is two reasons why I'm inclined to believe it is one, it was something that was brought up years ago. I think people don't really bring it up now. I think it's kind of like an irrelevant topic now, but I'd say when the PS4 and Xbox were head to head with each other, like that year, 2014, that was always like, people were bringing that up. Like people were convinced that that Ubisoft was doing like that whole parody thing, and they were downgrading all their games on purpose, and they were saying they weren't, and other companies, third-party companies, were allegedly, like, people were convinced that they were doing the same thing. Other people were saying no, it was just a limitation of the consoles. I remember that was a huge fight for years in 2014. But the other reason why I'm inclined to believe this is timing. Like there's really no reason why this would come out right now. Like there's no strategic reason to come out, like to, like, let's say try to shoot off in the foot or shoot Microsoft in the foot. Like the new consoles aren't coming in a while. Microsoft's already accepted that it's lost. They've already accepted they have no way that they're going to come back and like PS4. They'll be
Halo Infinite. Duh. Come on now.
Nah, that won't save them. They said the same time Halo 5 was supposed to do that, and no,
they got the Halo game at Dave & Buster's too. Come on now.
No, Halo 5 is apparently coming to PC. So there's nothing right now that I think Microsoft. I think behind the doors, they all believe there's no way this generation they have a chance of getting close to catching the PS4.
You think that's why they announced the new Xbox already?
Yes, and I think that's why they're ready to wipe the floor.
Get a head
like,
start.
all right, next year, the next Xbox, they're gonna do everything right, which I hope that's what they're gonna do. Like, because like I could tell we could all tell when we were at E3 this year, you could definitely see they're setting the foundation to really do something.
Those studios, they all acquired medals for the future.
Those studios, they're mapping their future for an investment. They grabbed Devil May Cry. I think Devil May Cry is exclusive on Xbox and PC. I don't think it's coming to PS4. I'd have to double check, but I could have swore I heard him say it was a Xbox exclusive. I could be wrong though, but I could have sworn we were at E3. That was the reason why everybody freaked out, was because originally it was a worldwide.
No, it's coming to PS4.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Yeah, I just googled it. It's all
originally
platforms.
I thought for some reason like somebody I could have swore somebody made articles or something saying that coming to Xbox first, or it was like Xbox exclusive. To like combat like other games that PS4
I think it just premiered on their stage first, but it says all platforms.
That's all it was.
Yeah, well, hopefully they could do something like that. Like if they can get some good exclusives, I think they're heading towards the right direction. But like I said, I need to see some evidence, some physical evidence to that if there's like an email correspondence or someone has some legal papers to prove this arrangement, then it's like, okay, now we're in like the oh shit. Right. Now, gotta take it with a grain of salt.
Facts. So it'd be interesting to see if there's any type of follow-up for this story, if it was true or not, and what it means for Microsoft and Ubisoft's future. Because, I mean, we sat here and talked about Microsoft the whole time. At the end of the day, this is a two-way street. Ubisoft was playing the game. Like, if this is true, does this mean anything for Ubisoft?
No, because everyone expects Ubisoft to downgrade their stuff.
Oh my god.
This is truth. I hate to say it, but it's the truth. They're notorious for it. They haven't done it recently, but they are notorious. They like, when you think Ubisoft and downgrade go hand in hand, unfortunately. That's something that just won't escape them for a very long time.
Got you. Okay. Yeah, well, there's that. It'll be interesting to see how this one plays out. Another interesting story we got for you guys. We're switching over to the Twitch universe. Popular streamer Dr. Disrespect's house got shot up. He was on stream and then he got up. I don't know if you guys watched the clip, but he got up. He walked away for like a minute, and then he came back, and then he said he had to cut the stream off because his house got shot up. They broke the window. Apparently they did like a drive-by, and then he also said on stream that this was the second time this happened. He said someone shot at his house yet the day before. So 2 days in a row his house got shot at. He's apparently, I guess, getting targeted. I don't know if it's like some psycho fan or somebody who hates him is like shooting at him. But personally, I think this is really sad to see. Regardless of what you think of his character, him quote unquote being Dr. Disrespect, or what went on with his family and stuff like that, at the end of the day, he's just playing video games, and to see somebody shooting at his house, his kids are in there, like that shit is wild to me. And people got to get like, there needs to be some like people be laughing at me when I talk about this shit on stream. Why I don't do meetups, I don't do house tours like other YouTubers. I don't stream IRL so you can tell where I am. You motherfuckers will never know where I am unless we say, yo, we're gonna be at E3. If you see us, yo, dap us up. But I'm never going to give you a specific location. Meet me here at this specific time, because you motherfuckers is crazy, bro. This shit is getting out of hand. It's not wrong for me to be paranoid. Like, this shit is wild to me, and it's just sad to see that. Like, if anything, like it's because his family was there. It's like, that's fucked up. That dude's got kids, bro. Don't do that shit. What do y'all think of this stuff right here? Like, y'all got any safety tips out here for the Twitch streamers?
I wouldn't necessarily say safety tips other than, you know, watch your back and do everything you said. Like, I think that people are a little bit too personal. Like, and I wouldn't even say that the Dr. Disrespect was too personable. I think that this was a legit thing, that like a crazy ass dude went from swatting to, oh my god, like I'm about to pull up at your crib for real and shoot at you just to warn you. But who knows? We never know with these crazy people. Maybe whoever these people are who are doing this, or whether it's one person or multiple people, maybe they actually have, like, in their crazy mind, a legit beef with this guy, and probably have never even met him personal in real life. Like, that's some crazy stuff, man. Like, and the fact that he said that this was not even the first time that they did it, that they did it yesterday too. What the fuck is y'all problem, man? That shit is scary as fuck, man. That shit's really scary. Like you said, it doesn't matter like how you feel about him and his character or whatever. Like, he's still a person at the end of the day, and he's still playing video games, and he got a whole family, bro. Like, why would you do that? I don't care what, you know, imaginary beef that you may have with him, but leave everybody else out of that, man. Like, you actually came to his house, you know where he lives, and you shot it and you broke a window. What is wrong with you? That, man, oh my god, like, I saw this story, I almost wanted to break down, because it made me scared for myself. I ain't nowhere near the level of popularity that he is, but shit, like, I still like scared of like just random people on the street. Like, why I gotta worry about somebody who's like mad at you on the internet want to come at you in real life? That's too much, man.
I think what's really scary about this stuff is, I'm gonna go out and let him say, the person who was driving by and shooting at windows, I'm gonna guess they weren't trying to like harm anybody. They're just harassing him by just shooting at his windows.
Yeah,
trying to scare him. But the problem with that is bullets ain't got no names, and bullets are powerful.
Are we sure it's a gun? Like, are we sure like he didn't throw a baseball or some shit through the window?
We just gotta go off of what he said.
It's got something that's got a lot of force because it's breaking windows.
We don't know if it was like a real gun or a BB gun or something. He said it was something that got shot out of the thing. It wasn't an object, according to
say it's a brick or a gun. It doesn't really matter. The fact that it went through a window, even if you're just trying to break his window to scare him, once it gets through that window, if it's a bullets ain't got no names. That shit could fly even further and hit one of his family members or some shit like that. Like, that's the problem with that shit. It's like, bro, like, if you really got a problem with this man, knock on his door and pull up and say, let's run the fade.
Outside on your yard.
Yeah, like, what happened to throwing hands? Like, that's some pussy shit to me, bro. Like, I don't get it. Like,
we go from swatting to this, man. Like, it's getting like real spooky.
What about you, Ethos? Any input?
Crazy world, bro. That's why I don't leave the house.
Facts.
That's why I don't leave the house, dog.
Hey, but he don't leave the house that much either, and you see what happened. People still pulled up. You ain't even safe in your own crib.
Yeah, your home supposed to be your sanctuary, your place where you feel the most safe. And like, this motherfucker can't even sleep.
I don't know where I'm supposed to go now, bro.
Yeah, bro, like, fuck that shit, man. So shout out to Disrespect, man. Dr. Disrespect, stay up, man. That shit sucks. Some more news. Some early Tokyo Game Show announcements have been made. Tokyo Game Show doesn't start till I believe like the September 20th or 21st, something like that. It's in the 20s. But some early trailers are already leaking, which makes me think this might be a good Tokyo Game Show. We might get some good game announcements. Some early announcements. Samurai Showdown Project Awakening and Project Judge. Samurai Showdown, it was a classic 2D fire on the Neo Geo as well as in arcade. It was one of my favorite fighting games ever as a kid. This is one of the few games that I played in the arcade. I spent a lot of quarters on. I remember we used to have a Samurai Showdown arcade machine in the old YMCA that I used to go to, and I spent a lot of lunch money on that. I used to love this game, man. The combat was really good, so it's nice to see that come back. Project Awakening looks like it's some type of Monster Hunter-esque style game, but it looks like there's going to be more emphasis on story-driven content. And then Project Judge is a game made by the people who made the Yakuza series. I don't know nothing about this, so I'm gonna throw this to our residential Yakuza streamer. What you think about Project Judge, JG?
Project Judge is like an interesting mix on like a detective type of game and the typical Yakuza series. Like, it looked like he's even more badass than Kiryu from Yakuza. Like, some of the things that he was doing, some of the combat that they had. But like I said, like, it's not just a standard beat 'em up, because obviously all the Yakuza games are very dialogue and story driven. And I don't see this one being any different. But the main difference I see in this one is he's a cop or detective, whatever you want to call him. And
he's a lawyer.
Is he a lawyer?
He's a defense lawyer.
How
Single female lawyer?
Hold on, man. How do you go from a lawyer? Okay, all right, whatever.
Defense lawyer. You didn't pay attention to the trailer, Jay.
No, hold on, bro.
How do you even read subtitles, Jay?
Nah, bro. That nigga look like a detective, bro.
No, he is a defense lawyer.
He looked like, bro. You got to read the subtitles. This is why I watched Dub. This is why I watched Dub.
He said at the beginning, he said the person that he just beforehand, like before everything was happening, he got proven innocent. The guy, his client, he then got charged again with a murder of the girlfriend of his girlfriend.
Okay, my bad. I'm wrong. Whatever.
Like,
whatever.
How could you do that, bro? I literally just got you out of this. Like, what happened? So now he's trying to prove that his client's being framed again, and so he's trying to prove that.
All right,
it's okay, JJ, I got you.
That would thank you,
Welcome,
because what I was saying, it looked like it was more like some label long I'm a cop detective shit. But all right,
let me find out. JG be reading pictures, boy. Let me find out.
Well, I couldn't. It was subtitled, so I couldn't see what they were saying. But anyways, whatever. I'll take that on that one. But in any case, I mean, he obviously had to like solve clues and stuff, and I like that aspect on it because it brings another perspective on the whole series itself. Like, you're not just walking up and having a long cutscene and then you pulling up for the fade. Like, you actually gotta figure out stuff and see stuff in the environment and check it out to figure out what's next. So I like that. And on top of that, like, the combat looked like it was a huge step up from the crazy stuff that they were doing in the Yakuza series. Like, this man was flipping and dipping. He was doing some crazy stuff from that trailer. So I think it's going to be dope. I'm liking that. And I don't even know, like, if some of y'all saw the survey that Sega had recently after Yakuza Kiwami 2 came out, but they were asking, like, do you want to see more remasters, and do you want to see more games that are not in the Yakuza universe? So for all the people that filled out their survey, I guess they already had this in mind, that they were going to have another type of game that's similar to Yakuza, but like a different aspect to it. So I'm excited about it. It looked dope to me.
I don't care about that shit. What about Project Awakening? Did that look interesting to any user? Like, it looked like Monster Hunter to me. It's kind of hard to tell because the shit was in Japanese.
Yeah. It looks interesting enough as far as me wanting to know more about what the story is going to be.
Nice graphics.
Yeah. You said what? You said Monster Hunter Dark Souls?
It's funny. I was looking at the trailer. I was kind of getting that vibe, like a Monster Hunter Dark Souls kind of vibe, yeah.
How the hell would that work, man?
Every game you like, JG, will forever be a Dark Souls.
I mean, that seems OD though, man. Dark Souls type combat with monsters, bro.
Dark Souls of Monster Hunter games.
Yeah, that's gonna be crazy. But
I need to see some co-op if I'm gonna be truly interested in that, though. That's what's gonna, because I don't want it to be all they show is some single player stuff. I need to see some co-op. And then Samurai Showdown is just, I mean, it's a fighting game.
That's not just any fighting game.
I mean, it's one of the fighting games.
That's one of the.
Yeah, that's
probably the favorite. Probably the best Neo Geo. Oh, you actually like that game, Ethos?
Yeah, that was my arcade game back in the day. Samurai Showdown 2 was my shit. I love that shit.
That little witch battle at the end where she had like the glowing orb and stuff like that. I remember all that shit. Bro. That game was amazing.
Yeah, the game was fire, bro.
I don't remember what specifically made it unique as a fighter. I wish I did. I tried to look it up online, but then I got tired of reading.
Your opponent, you could clap.
I just remember it was fire though.
It was fire. They have it at there's this like gaming like bar, grill place in downtown Detroit, and they actually have the arcade version of Samurai Showdown 2 there. So I go there every once in a while and I play like with with people there. So it's actually a lot of fun.
Okay. Well, so there's that. Tokyo Game Show, like I said, starts like on the 20th or 21st. So we'll probably talk about it again next podcast when we get some more news. Last piece of news that I got on my notes. Henry Cavill, I think that's how you pronounce his name, aka the former Superman as of today, has been casted as the Witcher for the Netflix original series. The Netflix original series will be based off the Witcher novels, not the video games. What's the name? So former Superman will now be the Witcher. You are residential Witcher head, Ethos. Do you feel like this is a good casting to play the character?
I don't know yet, because I gotta see. I've seen some photoshops of like what he would look like, and I was like, okay, this could work. But I usually always try to give the actor, the person who's cast, the benefit of the doubt until I actually can see a clip of them or something like that before I make my judgment. But I'm interested. I'm just happy to see it's actually getting picked up and actually being produced. So I think that's really interesting. There was rumors apparently that Siri might be black. I'm kind of confused but interested at the same time by this, but I have no clue what's going on with that entire movie. So is it a movie or a Netflix series?
It's a Netflix series, so it's gonna be like the Marvel stuff.
Wow.
It's probably gonna be like 10 episodes. I'm gonna give Henry the benefit of the doubt just because. Did y'all see the new Mission Impossible?
Yeah, he played that shit good.
I didn't.
Yeah.
Okay, we can't tell you shit.
That movie,
Mission Impossible. Bro.
Yeah, you need to go see that shit. Was fire, bro. Mm-hmm. What's the name? That movie convinced me that he's actually a good actor, and that the DCU just can't write a good script because he played. I can't spoil it. Yeah. But the character he played, he did his thing basically. So I was like, okay, he's a solid actor. So I'm gonna give him the benefit of the doubt in terms of the casting. What's the name? What I would say, and I said this on like my solo podcast, I'm more interested to see how the fuck this show is gonna work because Netflix, they produce TV shows and they have a certain budget, and we see it in the Marvel shows. Like they greatly undersell Luke Cage and Iron Fist. They are way more powerful than even Jessica Jones. But because it's a television show and they have a certain budget, they can only put so many special effects in it, so they kind of have to rock with it. The world of The Witcher got fucking griffins in that bitch, bro. They got the big vast lands. Like, how is this gonna work? What's the budget gonna be for the show? Is this gonna be one of those shows like, because you remember what was the show Nas was producing, the hip hop show? What was that called on Netflix? Damn, I don't remember, but it was the most expensive show that Netflix had ever supported. I think it cost them over like $200 million, and it didn't do well, so they canned it after the first season. So I'm kind of concerned about what the budget and what the special effects are going to look like and how that's going to affect the show, because without a doubt, this show is going to be expensive to produce, and it has to bring up the subscriptions on Netflix. If it doesn't, it's probably going to get canceled pretty quickly. You got any thoughts on it, Jay?
I mean, it would suck if it did get canceled, because I know a lot of people love The Witcher, but I know that when it was first like announced or rumored to come through, like people were very worried about that, longtime Witcher fans. I don't know how I feel about Henry being The Witcher. Like Ito said, I kind of got to see some concepts of what he'll look like. But I'll take your word for it. I didn't think that he was a bad actor, but I've only seen him play Superman. I haven't seen him play anything else, so I have to check out the Mission Impossible to get like my full judgment on like whether I can truly see him as being The Witcher or not. But yeah, I mean that's pretty much it. I guess we'll just have to see. Did we get a date on when this one will come out yet?
I think 2020.
2020. Okay, so they still got time then, but I guess he's putting, his unless he has something else in the works, I guess he's putting everything into this role now since he's not going to be Superman anymore. All
I'm saying is Iron Fist, all he has is a glowing fist, and he barely uses that in the show, at least in the first season. I haven't watched the second season. I'm gonna get around to it. And then The Witcher, like I said, they got freaking exotic animals that don't exist. They have this big lush world. The Witcher uses magic. How is this all gonna work? And on top of that, the costumes, all the interesting costumes and characters, it's gonna be, that's my main skepticism about it. It's gonna be interesting how they attack
what book are they doing?
I don't even know.
That I don't know.
It has to be the Sword of Destiny series in it.
I didn't read that. I'm not a nerd, but
well, that's what Witcher 3 storyline is based off of.
Okay. So
okay.
More reason to be concerned then.
I don't know, man.
Yeah, there's some red flags here.
I don't know, man.
I feel like The Witcher would be better. I don't even want to say a movie because video game movies suck. Just let video games be video games. God damn it. God damn, bro. I don't know. We're gonna see. We're gonna give it the benefit of that. Let's wait for that first trailer.
Has there ever been a good translation? No. A game that became a movie, not the other way around.
Oh, like a TV show, you mean?
Yeah.
Not to my
Or a
knowledge.
TV show?
Not to my knowledge, no.
Yeah, I can't think of one.
Super Mario Bros. Movie? Anybody? No,
Stop.
no. Okay. Let's wrap this up. That's all I got on my show notes. Now, before we wrap this one up and we do our final statements, I would like to once again thank our sponsor of today's show, Casper. It is a sleep brand that makes expertly designed products to help you get your best rest. If you would like to purchase one of their products, head over to casper.com/GI and use the code GI at checkout for $50 off select mattresses. Terms and conditions do apply. Once again, that is casper.com/GI and use the code GI at checkout for $50 off select mattresses. Terms and conditions apply. All right, so Ethos, you got the floor. What is your closing statement for Gaming Illuminati episode 73? Go.
Back in this, we on this weekly schedule, I think. Yeah.
Trying, or at least bi-weekly.
Trying.
I don't want to promise. I think bi-weekly is more realistic, but we'll
bi-weekly. So yeah, make sure you guys send us your questions and stuff so then we can answer them so I can be more active and worth will be given. But yeah, I appreciate you guys for stopping by, and y'all pray for me so I can get over this sickness fast.
Facts. All right, Jay, you got the floor. What's your closing statement for episode 73? Go.
Tell this hurricane stop hating because I got places to go. But shout out to everybody who will be listening to this when it goes live. And yeah, we're gonna try to be more consistent with this stuff because yeah, we doing bigger things. That's what we were talking about. So hopefully you all enjoy and keep rocking with us, and we hope to get some more Patreon guests on here to
answer your messages.
To comment. Yeah, exactly. Answer your messages and hope that you all are available because I know there's been a main issue scheduling. So yeah, holla,
gang. And my closing statement is just thank you for coming through and listening. I don't really have nothing special to say other than I'm about to stream, but me saying that doesn't mean anything because by the time you hear this, the stream will already have happened.
Late.
You late to the show. So all I'm going to say is go check out the show on iTunes, SoundCloud, Stitcher Radio, Spotify, Google Play Store, and all other major platforms. Make sure to download our app available on iOS and Android, totally free, a way to keep up with the news. Search Gaming Illuminati. Keep in mind that we spell Illuminati with the word naughty as in naughty or nice. And continue to support the site, our channels. I know you guys are really enjoying the Twitch highlights video. I didn't produce one this week just because I felt like there wasn't enough clips. It was too much of me, and I don't want that to be in the video. Well, I'm trying to be consistent with that too. So make sure you guys come through to the Twitch streams and see this stuff. That's what I'm gonna say is my last statement. And you can find our Twitch team in the description box of all our videos at youtube.com/GI updates. All right, guys. Thanks for listening. This has been episode 73. But I got other things to do. Bye.